let's go. Thank you everybody for staying here. I will talk you to how teaching free software for everybody. First of all, I want to beg you pardon because my English is very poor. I try to clear more clear than I can. Sorry. Well, I want to present myself. I'm Baltasar Ortega. I'm degree in physics. I'm from Spain. I'm teacher for secondary level students. My students have 12 and from 12 to 16 years old. And also I am tutor of the UNED. UNED is the Distance University of Spain. I don't make lessons to these students. I only help in his subjects. Well, this is my work, and now my hobby. I am a free software user. I only am a user, and I am editor of a blog named kdblog.com. Do you know it? Someone know it? Nobody? Oh, thank you. One person. Well, and I am member of KDE Spain. I think you sorry. I think you don't know my blog because my blog is in Spanish, and you don't read anything in Spanish. Well, why I'm here? What I'm doing here, I'm between developers, and I'm not a developer. I am only a software user that don't know anything of programming. I don't know anything about programming. Why I'm here? I am here because I want to demonstrate that everyone can help to open source to make bigger. If I can do anything for open source, I think anybody can do it. And I will be happy if you go to home and think in a friend that use open source and think that this friend can do things for open source. Well, what I say, I am a simple user. I like the windows, not the program. I like the windows, I like the screens. I like the box, I like the square. I like the button that say OK and then apply. I like this. If I see a black screen with a prompt blinking, I get in panic mode. I think, oh, I'm lost. Can't do anything. I need screens. I'm so simple. I can do it. I tried, but doesn't work. So I want to explain my history with open source and when I started. In 2006, I very tired of private operating systems. I tired of virus, malware, and ads, and to have to restart my operating system because my computer becomes very slow. So I installed my first SUSE. I installed SUSE because it was easy and was the only distribution that I can install a USB modem by coding. How I do it? Because any person, I don't know who, make a how to install USB modem in my computer. When I have the USB modem, I can connect to internet and start to learning. And this is the point. In 2006, I have finally Linux in my PC, and I can start to learn using Linux. it was so great for me installing this device that I start to jump in my room because I do it. It was great for me. For a user do this kind of things is marvelous. Well, I start to learn Linux, solve my problems, and learning. I was learning a lot of time, about 2 years. When I have a problem, how can I do? I do read forums, read how-tos, read facts, and all the things I'm reading are in English or in Germany. So I decide that it would be nice create a blog about KDE and OpenSUSE and other distros who use KDE, but in Spanish. Its name is kdeblog.com. Obviously, when I create the blog, I have three goals. First of all, was help to the new users to use Linux. I said, if I'm a user, I can explain the things like the user can understand. Sometimes the developers explain the things, but a simple user don't understand anything. The second goal was be constant. Be constant, what it means? Means that I make uploads every daily post. Every day of my life, I will make a post about KDE or about OpenSUSE or about, and even every day I make a post. And if I can, 2 or more. And the third goal was promote everything about open source. I fell in love with KDE. I fell in love with many programs, Amarok, Conqueror, Carboname, Teleco. I like it very much, and I think that these are very, good programs for everybody. Well, if I have to make a post every, I have to read a lot of I have to read more so much forums, and I have to learn how to solve my problems. When I know how to solve a problem, I then teach it and publish in my blog. So I continually I'm continuing learning everything. And everything I learn, everything I post. I don't have that the thing I learn stay inside me. I want to show and share with all the people. And I want that a simple user can use open source. Well, when I start to publish, I can't imagine it that there was a lot of people behind free software. So I starting to knew the people behind the translator of application or the people who makes a add-on. Well, I said before that I post I make a post every. This is the statistics of my post. I started the post, my blog in 2008. I made in 4 years 2,500 posts. This means my average post is 1.5. I have 1.5 posts by day the last 4 years. And I can say with, well, I don't know how can I say. I can say that all the days I publish, all. Sometimes at 23rd of the night. And this is my readers. I have an average of 800 readers, direct readers, and direct. And by feed, I have 1,200 readers in Spanish. All my blog is followed in the Spain and South America. I'm very happy. Those numbers are very good. Well, in 2010, I felt that my work wasn't enough. I was teaching a lot, but I think I can do more things. Well, a friend that I knew virtually asked me if I can do a talk. I always stay in my room making posts, but I never stay outside of my room. So he invites me to make a conference about applications in education. Well, I thought, why not? I am a teacher. I normally speak to people. Why not? Well, I go to a little event, and I made the talk, and I learned two things more. First of all, that I can teach to the people, of developers of open source. Because, why? Because open source is so wide, it's so big, that anybody knows everything about open source. So I can teach them. And the second, that there is a great community behind behind open source. So when I return to my home, I thought about my blog, and I thought my blog is an island who is islet for the other communities. Why not connect? And I started to participate in forums, in mailing lists, in all the things that I can do. And I wanted to belong a community. Which community? Obviously, KDE blog, the community was KDE. And which community? The KDE Spain. I asked for the community, and the community accepted me. I am, I think, the second or the third user in the community of KDE in Spain. So, in 2010, I went to the academies to make a talk to the KDE developers. It's strange. A simple user making a talk to the KDE developers about KDE. Well, he likes it. He likes the talk and think that I can do anything, things for the community. So they accept me. Also, I meet developers. I meet the developers behind Ocular. I meet developers behind KDE Edu. I meet a lot of developers, and I feel so fine. It's when you start with software, private software, you think that the software is making by a machine. Is making by a industry. When you start to know open source, you know that the source, the application is made by the person, and this is important. The persons didn't know it. Well, when I returned to the academy in 2010, I I feel that I want to be more dynamic. How be more dynamic? Obviously, collaborate more with the community and starting to organize release parties. I organize the release parties of KDE 4.7 and 4.9 in Valencia and collaborate in the 15th anniversary of KDE. In Spain, this party was celebrating four different places, and I collaborate in this party. I help to collaborate in great events like Academies 2011 and 2012. First off, only listening. In the second, I just apporting anything. Now I'm organizing talks in the university. This year we have 10 talks about open software, and open hardware in the university. Alone, we have talks about Arduino, we have talks about Wi-Fi Net, we have talks about Linux and KDE. And obviously, I teach open source wherever I go. My poor families are apartos. My teachers, my students, wherever I go, I always saying good things about open source. I'm very heavy. So, what I win with this? Well, I know I invest a lot of time in open source. And open source, what gives to me? A lot of things. I think open source is like the karma. Do you know karma? Be good and... Okay, but open source is like the karma. I do a lot of things for open source, but open source brings me a lot of things. I learn a lot about software. I knew a lot of interest persons. I travel, and I must learn better English. And I do it because open source need it. Well, and finally, open source needs people, more people. Developers are important. You are important. Developers are the kernel of the open source. But only with developers we don't conquer the world. We need other people. Which kind of people? Everybody. Designers, translators, and users. We need users. We need more users who can explain in the user language how do the things or how solve the problems. Sometimes the developers say things very strange for a user, and we need other users who explain these things. Well, I'm very happy to stay here. This is the most great event that I participate. I'm very happy to stay here and that you heard to me. And I say that I return to my home and will continue teaching free software for everybody every day of my life if I have an internet connection. Questions? Repeat. Repeat. Uh, where I uy, complicado. Where I find the strong to make a post dirty, because sometimes you are tired in the night and don't make it. Well, I can find the strong because it's the only way and the only thing I do for open source. I'm not programming. I'm not. My usual day is not programming. My usual is teaching science to my people, to my students. So this is my hobby. So I find the strong here, and I must confess that usually I post my blog, I make my posts one day for all the week. So I can post, because this is the reason, because I can post every day. Sam? Okay, thank you for your attention.